This is the drain teeth for the sink, and it goes up into here. This is what I sanded, and that part there will go to here, here, and here. And see how I sanded it? Now, these parts, the new pipe will replace the old pipe, which is taped up, and these are my tools. See right here, and the MAP gas. This is the actual tools. See, we have an Igloo lunch container like you have. The tools that we have. This is from the 60s or 50s. And then right here, this is the old cabinet full of tools we have. This right here is a sander we had when I had my other house in Lakewood. My dad would help me sand the bathroom walls that were sheetrock or plasterboard, and now it's made in China. That's USA made. See in here, this is our furnace. That's made in 77, 76 at GE. And this one here is our hot water tank that we had replaced, you know, around 2009, right there. And that right there is brand new. See? And we go around here, the piping. See right here, here's old pipes and old stuff in here. See where they go up there? That's a sink. That's the cold water line. That's a hot water line. What I'll do is put some pipe dope on here. Put this in here. You have to put it real thick, or else it'll leak. You could put Teflon tape, but I don't think Teflon tape works that good. See? And then you got to put it up in here, where the fitting goes. And you might think that this is bad, you know, for drinking, but it's really, it's non-toxic and lead-free, so it's safe. It's like a plumber's putty. But not for the sink, you know, it's like for the threads. The threading that goes on, I see around the corners. I'll put it in here and thread the pipe in to this connection over here, which I tightened down. This part I had to actually support the 2 pipe wrenches in order to put that in there. This way one part doesn't turn. If you have one part turning, it's not good. You got to make it level with this up here, see? So, you know, when you turn the valve off, which is pretty well shot, but the valves, we're going to go around the damage. Put that in there. Actually, it feels quite blocked, but the water's going through pretty good so far. And I'll put that in here, shove it in. Then we got some on here, see this? Real thick. See, it's called like a pipe dope. It's a special type of thing you put around threads. I'll set this down here, and we'll thread this in here. And it should go right in. It's the 3/8. See, it threads right in. You want to cross thread it, but it threads right in. And it goes right inside the pipe. I'll clean this up. It gets all over your hands. I don't want to get on the phone. Too much money. See, but the pipe, I had to get the pipe. It's not German made, but I had to get American made pipe. So I'll tighten that down using the 2 pipe wrenches. One to go one way. You go 2 different ways. One holds that. Well, this one you go the the opposite way. Let's see here, just a second. That goes upward, so I have to turn upward opposite that pipe. Let's see if I can get it out. It's tight here. Tighten that down. Tighten that up. I don't want to damage the threads. So right here, this actually should go the opposite. You put opposite pipe wrenches here, opposite, so this way one doesn't turn. See, this one should go the other way. It goes like this. See, and then you're holding on to that while you tighten this. And then you got an extension nipple, a galvanized nipple. That's what they call it, threaded on both ends. It's a 4-inch. And you tighten it down until it stops. You don't want to over tighten it, but you want to have it tight so it doesn't leak. You know what I mean? And there it is right there. See, just enough, but you want to strip take the bolts off there and take the pipe wrenches and put them over here. See, then you got a fitting that will go up in here. See how I put that fitting on? And we gooped it up over here and in the threads in the faucet here, leading to tighten this with the pipe wrenches both different opposite directions. So that this way this thing, the knob, won't turn this way when you're tightening this one that way. One pipe wrench goes this way and one pipe wrench goes that way. This way, you know, nothing moves. This thing stays straight. This knobs are shot. But, you know, they're on the on position. If you had to shut the water off, there'd be a problem. See, because even those things kind of like leak. But we got to get the packing fixed in here. There's packing where the stem's at. And if you're lucky to remove this without it busting up, it's like in here is like a little washer. Usually that's the first thing to go. See, if you have valves like this gas valve, this is just like a ball valve. There is no actual, you know, like a gasket or something to go bad. The seals, the washers. That's the word I was trying to find. The washers. Washers won't go bad. They usually the first thing go bad is a washer in here. The stem packing is in here. That's inside there, right in the hole. But that's what we have going on. That's how it looks. See, then what I'll do is I'm going to go and in here, right in here, see I have a flashlight on it so it shines up. This is nighttime already, see. You can't see. I got a light up in here and a light on the phone so you can see the phone light is real blinding. I'm looking at it right now. And the phone light, you know, it's piercing. It's like a little LED. The new iPhone 5 is going to come out with a brighter light. That's what they say. And a better camera, which they already have on the iPhone S. I got an iPhone 4. See, so what we'll do, next step we'll do is put more of the pipe dope into the other end of the thread. And then the other part will thread into that, which is copper. And put it in here. See, we cook it real good so that the water don't leak. You know, if you have water's hard to stop. If you have a leak, you have a leak. If you don't, you don't. And once you start leaking, either under the sink or in the basement, then you're done. Then you got water damage and problems. Then you got to shut. I have the system shut down right now, so the toilet doesn't work, sink doesn't work, faucets don't work, and I got to have it running for the night to take a shower. But you know, I have water to drink too. So, but if this goes in the water system, this is safe. It's non-toxic. See, I bought this back in the 90s, and it says it on the bottle. So this, you gotta gook this up, make it real gooky, and this way you have no leaks in the threads, which will be that copper fitting. And I'll go gook it up real good, right inside the threads. Make sure you put enough on there. And this fitting, see, with the pipe dope, this fitting right here will go on threaded side here, sweat solder side here. It'll go down from a 3/8, actually a 1/2, down to like a 1/2 fitting. This is where your sweat solder into the pipes going upstairs to the sink. This is the threaded part, goes on that 4-inch nipple, which is, I corrected, it's a 1/2 4-inch nipple. That threads on, that's galvanized. Excuse me, that's galvanized. But you know, it's 2 different metals. But you know, until we fix the plumbing, this is like a quick patch or quick fix. You know, because it's just like a repair to prevent leaks. Because this was leaking on the floor. We had a bucket over here catching water. So now that we got the upstairs kitchen sink fixed, we have this stuff here fixed down here. Put some more goop inside here. It's always best to put some in the threads. That's what I think it is. It seals better. See, I put it in there and touch that up there. See, this way it goes threaded on both ends. It gets sealed on both sides, inside and out. And even if it goes in the water, it don't matter, because we flush it out. I'll wipe out my hands. See, this stuff gets all over the place. See, this thing here, you got to make sure you don't cross thread. See, if it goes on one way, chances are it's on tight. See, it goes like halfway, and you tighten. Then, just to make sure, double sure, I'm going to put a little hair more on, right on the threads. Because when you fool with it like that, it rubs some of that sealing off. Put some in there, put it on, do a couple of turns with it, and tighten with a pipe wrench, which I got going on here. Wipe my fingers down, got it all over the place. This stuff gets all over. Here we go, tighten the one fitting right here, and that's copper down here. Now you don't have to really hold the other part, because this you don't want to over tighten this. So this I got to go just a hair down here, tighten it down. I got my coffee. Showing off again. Alright. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Gotta make it tight. Not too much tight where you're going to strip it. See, these are old-time galvanized, but you know, that's what you have going on. Okay, that's just tight. See, you don't want to over tight. And then wipe up the gook on the side. See, you don't need that much. It's just where the fitting is. You're not sealing it like that because you're sealing from inside. But you know, when you're wiping it, it just makes it look better. You know, it won't prevent leaks if you don't have enough inside the threads. So that's what you do. You tighten that down. Got that finished. Okay, fix that up. And we got this part sanded. I got to sand inside the actual fitting. And I got to get this sandpaper down here. This is what I do. Sand it down. Go inside here. Sand it down. This is where most people forget the sand is in the actual fitting. Not so much outside the fitting, inside. And just got to rough it up. You know, I've seen a trick on YouTube where a plumber used bread, and he stuck bread inside the actual fitting. Because if you have water, it creates steam, and you can't sweat out of the pipe. So you got to have it all nice and clean, so that you don't have trouble sweat soldering the pipes together. After you sand, flux, and you put the solder, by capillary action, the solder flows. That means it draws it in the fitting after you heat one side, and then you put the solder on the opposite side so that this way it flows when the proper temperature of the fitting happens.